In this and the following lessons, we'll be using the 04 product sheet with details file that's located in your Chapter 4 INDESIGN folder in your Project Files folder. When we think about printed sheets of paper and the types of sheets of paper that we use around the office, usually there's a common element to them. Perhaps it's a picture, maybe it's a logo, maybe it's some artwork, maybe it's even an address that shows up on all of the pages. We can achieve that in INDESIGN using the master pages. Let's take a look at the master pages now. Open your Pages panel by clicking on the Pages panel here. The master pages are listed at the top. You can expand the panel by clicking and dragging down on the separator bar. Let's take a look at what's on the master page. Double-click the master page to view it. On this master page, there are two elements. There's an empty image box here, and there's a box with a rule around it here. Let's put a logo into this box here. We'll format this frame in the next lesson. To place artwork in INDESIGN, use the Place command. Under the File menu, you'll see Place. You can also use Control-D on a Windows computer or Command-D on a Macintosh. Let's pick the Plucky Pony logo in the Chapter 4 INDESIGN folder. Select it, and then to proceed, you can click Open. However, I want to point out that if this checkbox is checked, then INDESIGN will replace any selected item that you have with this logo. I don't have a selection right now, so I don't need to worry. Click Open to place the file. The image file is now loaded into my cursor, and if I move it, you can see the preview of that picture. You can also see that there is a little Acrobat logo there, and that Acrobat logo indicates that this is indeed a PDF file. I'd like to place it into this existing box, and to do so, all I've got to do is click on it once I have my cursor positioned over the box. You can see that the logo has little parentheses around it right now. If I move my cursor away from the box, you can see that it becomes a corner. If I click right now, then INDESIGN will place the picture outside of the box where I have my cursor. Let's put it in this box. So move your cursor over the box, and then click. The picture is now in the box. However, it doesn't fit in the box very well. Let's use one of INDESIGN's built-in fitting options. To access these fitting options, you can choose it from the Object menu, or, and you should get used to this, use your right-click, or on a Macintosh with a one-button mouse, use Control-click. This will call up your contextual menu, and INDESIGN is full of contextual menus. From this menu, choose Fitting, and then let us fit the content proportionally. The artwork now fits into the space that's provided. Just to be sure, let's go back to Fitting, right-click, choose Fitting, and then Center Content. It hasn't moved much, but now I know that it's centered. We can create a new master page now. On the flyout menu in the Pages panel, choose New Master. A great feature of INDESIGN is the ability to use master pages on other master pages. Imagine, if you will, a document that has some pages with page numbers and some pages without page numbers. You can create the first master page without page numbers, and then the second master page with page numbers. We're going to create our second master page based on the first one. So click on Based on Master and choose A Master. We'll give it a name and call it Details. We're now looking at the Details master page, and in fact, everything that's on A Master is also on B Details. INDESIGN documents are not limited to a single page size, and you can change the page size of any page in INDESIGN a couple of different ways. The first that I'll show you is to use the Pages panel. You can select a master page or a document page, and then pull out a page size from this menu here. You can see that there are a number of standard pages, including typical printed pages in North America as well as around the world, and at the bottom you'll see a number of common screen sizes. You can also enter a custom page size. For now, let's choose tabloid for our example. Type Ctrl-0 or Command-0 to zoom out. Now you can see that we have an 11 by 17 inch page as our details page. I'd like to set it back to 8.5 by 11, but I'm going to do it using a new tool that's called the Pages tool. The Pages tool is the third tool down in a single column view. In a double column view, it's the second one on the left. Using the Pages tool, we'll click on a page, and you can see that our control bar now gives us some page options. I can make the page to be landscape or portrait by clicking these buttons. I can also change its size. So let's change it back to 8.5 by 11 or US letter. And there we go. If you're creating a document that requires multiple page sizes, for instance, a letterhead, an envelope, and a business card, you can create them all within the same INDESIGN document now. Let's add a page to our INDESIGN document. We can do it by grabbing the appropriate master page or no master page and then dragging it onto the document. I'd like to add a page with the B Details master page after page 1. Select the B Details master page and then drag it down underneath page 1 and release. Let's increase the size of the Pages panel so that we can see these two pages. Click at the bottom of the panel and you can drag it down. Great! Now we've got 2 pages and 2 master pages. Now would be a great time to save. You can do that from the File menu and choose Save, or Control-S on a Windows computer and Command-S on a Macintosh.